attributed, or some people at least are attributing that to Genghis Khan killing somewhere in the neighborhood of 10% of the population on Earth.
Damn.
1 out of 10.
He killed more people than AIDS.
Yeah, definitely, right? How many people did AIDS kill, if you had to guess? Someone was just talking about that recently and saying no one should die from HIV anymore. No one should die of AIDS. It literally shouldn't have to happen anymore. Isn't that crazy? Just take medication now. When we were kids, everybody was terrified of AIDS. AIDS was the death sentence while eating Twinkies. Terrified of AIDS while eating the thing that's slowly killing you. Terrified of getting some AIDS. Jesus.
One little kid gets it, everybody doesn't want to go to school no more.
Dude.
Remember that one kid?
Yeah.
They stopped going to school.
Yeah.
The magic got it and everything was all right.
Magic got it. I remember being in my car. I was in my car. I was living in Revere, Massachusetts.
Revere?
Yeah, this apartment complex. And I was driving my car, and I was on the road listening to the radio. Like, you know, you see where the traffic lights are. You remember. It's like burned in your brain. Like, Magic Johnson has AIDS? What? In my car. What? I remember thinking like it was a scene in a vampire or monster movie or something, like a zombie outbreak. Like, oh my God, now it's reached one of the greatest basketball players of all time. This is insane. Are people going to just start dropping off like flies now? Are people going to start?
Did you start wearing condoms right away afterwards?
I don't think so.
Me neither.
Did you?
No.
People are animals, bro. People are savage. They're savage. I mean, there's a reason why there's 7 billion of us. People need to stop pretending that when they're, you know, fully aroused, that they're thinking straight. Like you're operating at about like 10% of your normal resources. You're like, AIDS, whatever. Who's got AIDS?
You still got AIDS? I thought they got rid of that with a code.
Well, you know, it's crazy that it was just primarily gay people and drug users that were getting it. It's what a weird disease, man. That's a weird one, man. That's a strange thing that when your body starts weakening and shutting down, like, whoa. But when you really think about the actual danger and death, like I think even while AIDS was in its height of killing people, I don't think it was killing people as much as the flu was, right?
The numbers I'm finding now are depending on worldwide or U.S. So worldwide, tuberculosis is now killing more people than AIDS. But this says that only 1.1 million people today in the U.S. are living with AIDS. And I think I saw...
But living with AIDS is like you're at the border of getting AIDS. Is that what it is? It's like you have supposedly, this is, and again, I'm not a doctor, right? Supposedly it's like you have HIV, your immune system gets weakened, you catch AIDS, which is acquired immune deficiency syndrome, which means your T cell levels have reached a certain count where they identify it as AIDS, right?
Yeah, I actually did type in AIDS and this is going to HIV, so...
So they're definitely connected. So it's not people that also their immune system fails that's outside of HIV.
Yeah, so I clicked on this. I'll show you what I clicked on. So I typed that in, and this is showing this. It says that 1.2 million people have received an AIDS diagnosis since the early 80s.
Since the early 80s. Okay. So 1 million people, and there have been 12,000. In 2014, there were 12,333 deaths due to any cause of people with diagnosed HIV infection ever classified as AIDS. And what does that mean?
Yeah, then it's 6,000.
That's a weird way of saying it. With people, well, I'll say it again. It says there were 12,333 deaths due to any cause of people with diagnosed HIV infection ever classified as AIDS. Isn't that a strange way of saying that?
Yeah.
I don't know what that
Maybe
means.
You can lose the classification if your immune system gets strong enough.
I don't know. It says with diagnosed HIV infection ever classified as AIDS. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm too stupid for that.
Because what I also saw was that 1 million people died last year from it, but that would be worldwide. And this then contradicts because this says 1 million people have only been diagnosed, and this is only in the U.S., and that other number is worldwide, so it gets really sketchy.
And it says 6,721 deaths were attributed directly to HIV.
Yeah.
So it seems that they definitely think it's still killing people.
It definitely still is, but
tuberculosis though?
yeah. It's
but what
still
is
high.
how many people die from the flu every year? What would you think would be the most ruthless normal killer? Would it be the flu? The flu would kill the most people. 36,000. way more people got jacked by the flu.
This is every year. Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
And what was the number from the AIDS number was total, right?
How many of those people got flu shots though?
What is it?
This
How
was
many of those?
12,000 in 2014. So it's a third or so.
So what's a third?
AIDS to the flu. AIDS is about 1/3 of the deaths of the flu per year ish.
Yeah.
On average. I don't know if.
Isn't that interesting? It's like we're not scared of the thing that kills us way more. We're really scared of the thing that kills less people because it kills them through butt sex. That's what it is.
It is.
It has to be. We're terrified that it kills people through sex. Because like the flu, it seems, is like we should really be concentrating on that thing. That thing's killing way more people.
People not washing their hands.
But they're like, look, we can't stop that. But we can stop all this butt sex. It's weird, right? It's weird, like when we... Maybe it's just because it's a new thing that was killing people. Because it didn't exist and then it did exist. That's probably what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because it came out of nowhere. Because it was in like... What was it? During the 80s?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Eddie Murphy said, and you're walking around with that AIDS on your lip.
Oh, was that...
Delirious.
Do you remember Sam Kinnison's bit on it? He goes,
No.
They say, Sam, you shouldn't make fun of AIDS. AIDS, Sam, is a communicable disease. Straight people can get it too. He goes, name one! Name one fucking guy! It's not our dance! He had this crazy, dangerous bit about it. And like way back then, like, whoa.
It's like 0 and around like 1980. I don't know if that's accurate, but
So 1980 was the highest peak?
maybe it's in thousands. So
Yeah, it
the
seems
19
like...
is low. So the highest
seems
is
like
around 91.
It seems like
92.
late 70s, right? Is that somewhere around 1980?
The one thing too, I read that there was around 300,000 total deaths, and a third of them were in New York.
300,000 total deaths, a third in New York, and the flu. This is all told ever.
Again, these stats are all on multiple pages, so I think.
But here's
so,
how many of the. See, I get so confused about all this shit because some people believe that a lot of these people also are shooting heroin. A lot of these people are also doing a lot of drugs. I would wonder, if they're really partying hard and they also get AIDS. I would always wonder, like, how much of you partying hard is destroying your immune system too. Like, if you have a disease, like say you have cancer, and you're struggling with cancer, and you just decide to hardcore start smoking meth, and then you die from the cancer, like, didn't something else kill you too, right? Not saying that the cancer's good for you. Cancer's certainly bad for you. But if you have cancer and you just decide to go on a meth binge and destroy your immune system, it's got to contribute to your health. But we don't consider that. We don't consider, the cancer got him. Cancer got him. It did get him. It definitely did get him. But he was also smoking meth all day.
Feeling good. Doing robberies.
Doing robberies with fucking skulls painted on his
Getting
forehead.
fights at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, man. He was amped. Dude was amped with cancer. That's also, I mean, if he dies of a heart attack, like, the cancer gave him a heart attack. Yeah, probably. That probably had something to do with it. Definitely was not good. It's definitely not good to have cancer. But it's also not good to be smoking meth while you have cancer.
Smoking meth, that's bad.
So how many of these people that got AIDS were, like, extremely healthy folks that, like, jogged on a regular basis and ate a lot of fruit and vegetables?
It's really hard to get that data.
I know. I would like to get that data. This is not like a prejudiced perspective. I'm just as a curious person. I would like to get all that. I would like to know, what is it that actually does it? Is it the meth that kills you? Is it a disease that kills you? Is it a combination of all these things? We always want to attribute death to one thing. But I would imagine that with all the people that have died of the flu, there's a number of deaths where you look at the flu, you're like, man, the flu could just catch you. The flu could just catch you. And, catch you when you're already weak, too. Maybe you're run down, you've been working too much, and then the flu hits you when your immune system's devastated and it gets deep into you and gets you. Everybody's vulnerable. I mean, the thing about diseases that's so strange to me is that some of them are associated with certain groups of people, like AIDS. Like, AIDS is one of those ones that's just so associated with gay people that it's like a really politically charged disease. and we concentrate on it like really heavily. But I really think it wasn't just the gay thing. It was also that it was new.
New.
There was a new thing that was killing people. We were always worried about that, right? There's always these pandemic movies where some new crazy disease breaks loose and just runs rampant. We don't have an immune system for it. People start dying, and they need to get the medication to the people and get it to the baby quickly. Oh, we made it.
People are afraid to get on subways. SARS.
There's always some shit like that. We're always terrified of some new shit that's going to get us.
Swine flu, chicken flu.
So so AIDS had a dual disadvantage. One that was connected to gay people, and people are like, oh, what are they doing over there? What are they? And then people,
I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gay.
Yeah, exactly. There was that, and then there was also
blood transfusions, car accidents.
Oh, that's right. People were worried about getting from blood transfusions.
So that means back then they were just letting random people donate blood without checking it.
I don't think they had a test for it for a while. I think for a while they didn't have a test for it. Then they have to find antibodies in your blood or some shit. But it's so weird that while this is all going on, how many people are dying from cancer every year just from smoking cigarettes? It's fucking crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. People dropping like flies. And no one thinks about that when you see a guy smoking a cigarette. You don't think that guy's killing themselves. You're like, oh, he's outside in front of the restaurant having a cig. Normal shit. No, that guy's poisoning himself.
Or a guy with weak livers.
But it's just strange to me, like we get really specific about what fears we have in terms of what way we die. And when a new disease comes along, that becomes like one of the most specific ones. But while you're indulging in all these behaviors that'll also kill you in way larger numbers than diseases. It's fucking weird, man. It's very weird. Human beings, me included, we're so strange.